Hi, and welcome to the Mobile Developer Builder series. My name is David Ha, and I'll be your guide as we build a mobile application together on the Now platform. Today, we're going to walk through the very first few steps in building an employee directory applet. Today, we're going to create an employee directory applet using a parameterized data item to quickly look up managers in my organization. And we're going to do this by first creating a new applet, and then create a parameterized data item, and then lastly, change the user input of our applet from text to search list. Let's get started. On Studio, on our left-hand navigation panel, we'll click this pop-out icon next to Mobile Builder. We'll create a new applet, and let's name this applet Manager Lookup. We'll give it an icon color, and then we'll make sure to select the employee directory screen template. This will bring over a primer and a detailed screen. And once we're done, we'll click New. Now we have to create a data item. Let's click on this plus icon. We'll also call this Manager Lookup. This will pull from the sys user table. We'll leave this as a declarative type data item, and then we'll click Save in the top right. Once we're done, we'll add a parameter. Give it a few seconds to load. And then we're going to add a parameter for the manager field on the sys user table. This will be a string type field, and then we'll click Save. And now we're going to map our manager parameter to the manager field in our table. Let's, in our query condition, select the manager field from the table, and then using our contextual reference value icon, we'll map manager to the manager parameter. And then we'll click Save in the top right. Now let's go back to our Applet tab. We're going to select the data item that we just created, Manager Lookup. And then before we get started filling in the fields, we're going to change the user input of our data item to search list in the parameter settings. If we click Save in the top right, we'll now see the parameter settings options underneath our data item. Let's go ahead and expand this. And underneath UI parameters and user input, we're going to open up Manager. We'll give it a few seconds to load. And by default, you'll see that the input type is text. We have other options like list, search list, and QR barcode. Since we want this to be a search list, we'll select that. We're going to select our table name, which is sysuser. We'll select the field name, which is manager. And then if we wanted a default value type, we can have that as well. We can also make this a required field, and this can also have multi-select as well. The search type will be starts with instead of contains, and then once we're done, we'll click Save. And now we'll also save our applet in the top right. Now let's select the fields that we want on our applet. Let's scroll down. For E1 on our template, it's expecting a image or avatar type field. So for E1, let's go ahead and bring over a manager avatar. We'll dot walk for manager to avatar, and then we'll bring that over. Still dot walked into manager. For E2, let's also bring over name. For E3, we'll bring over department. And then for E4 is location. And then we'll click Save in the top right. Now let's also configure the details. Let's tap into our Details tab. For the header of our details, we'll replicate from primary. And in the body of our details, let's also bring over mobile phone, manager mobile phone. We'll dot walk from manager to mobile phone, and then we'll bring that over. And then once we're done, we'll click Save in the top right. So at this point, we can now review our changes on our mobile device. Back on our agent app, let's refresh the home screen. We'll tap into Mobile Builder and then into Manager Lookup. And now I'll see a search bar. If I look up T, I'll get a list of managers with their names starting with T. Let's look up Teddy Taylor. We'll click Search, and this will pull up my report on Teddy Taylor. I can also click into the record to see the details if I want to. And in just minutes, we just created our very first employee directory applet. This will let me look up different managers in my organization. And this wraps up our quick introduction to employee directory. Thank you for watching.